So if you wanted to become a successful wholesaler in 2025 and go from zero to making $45,000 each and every single month, what would you do? In this video, I'm going to lay it out for you. Now, when I say 45,000, I mean an average deal of $15,000 a deal, and then you're going to do 3 deals a month. Now, you might do 1 deal a month, you might do 3 or 4 deals a month, you might just do 2. Because maybe the deal sizes may vary. But in general, where our target is, you want to get to $45,000. If you do $45,000 and you spend $5,000 or $6,000 in marketing costs and you have limited expenses, then that means that you're going to be in a position where now you're going to be making a pretty significant amount of money net. And so then if that is the singular goal, where that could either help you quit your job or it can help you move forward in your life with whatever goals you have that are associated with real estate, then what are the critical items that you must follow? And let's talk about item number 1. And item number 1 is you have to master only one specific form of marketing and advertising. I recently today had someone reach out to me and they were trying to figure out if they wanted to do Facebook ads, if they wanted to do cold calling, if they wanted to do, reaching out to agents on Zillow. And honestly, every single one of these things, you can talk to people that are successfully applying these strategies and having great success. However, you're also going to find other people that are not. I think what makes the difference is that you can make any one of these strategies work, so long as you focus and you double down, triple down, and you only focus on one strategy and you become a master of that strategy. I remember when I first started in real estate investing, I was scattered, not having great success. And the only reason I was able to finally have success is because I put everything away. And at that time, I focused on direct mail back then. And I made it my mission to become the best at direct mail. And I did. And because of that focus, I was able to make that work. So all these strategies work, and they work well. They all work. You just have to make the commitment. If you scatter yourself, and now you're applying a little bit here, a little bit there, because you're trying to, hedge your bet that if one works or one doesn't work, then you're setting yourself up for failure. So this is key number 1. Key number 2 is you have to master being good on the phone. Because once you get the lead generation aspect of this business figured out, then the next step is now you have to talk to these sellers. This business is a belly-to-belly business. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It comes down to your ability to speak well, to communicate well, and it's not only the words you say, but it's also how you say those words, your inflection, your tonality, your enthusiasm, your energy, all that comes across in a particular way that lets that other person on the other side of the phone, i.e. the property owner, feel that you are the person that could help them with their problem property. That they may have spoken with 3 or 4 people, and then they speak to you and they say to themselves, this person is it. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to know what you're doing. It means that you have to sound like you know what you're doing. Now, that doesn't mean that you are lying or you're deceiving anybody or anything like that. It just means that you, at a basic level, you do have a script. And so, part of mastering how you sound over the phone is that you're not stumbling over your words. When I got started, I did this when I was way back when I was a real estate agent, and I also did it when I was in real estate wholesaling. I put together my own script book. I took all the scripts that I needed to know and understand in the business, all the objections that would come up, and I practiced them each and every single day. In the beginning, I thought it was a waste of time. I thought, wow, am I really getting this? Until one day, magically, I was talking with a property owner, and then they said an objection, and it just came out of my mouth, like as if it was magic. And I said, oh my God, I remember this. I remember, practicing this a couple days ago. And then all of a sudden now, when the person asked me that, I was able to handle that effectively. And so you go to the gym, you have to train every day. And you have to train every day with the words that are coming out of your mouth. Verbally, not in your head reading the script, but actually saying it out loud. one of the things that I recommend is to get a accountability partner and a script partner where you're going to get on the phone. You're not going to dilly-dally or talk about anything else. You're just going to get on the phone and get right into let's practice the script. Then you go back and forth, you know, and you go back and forth through the main script, and then you go back and forth through a couple of objections. You don't want to make it like it's like the call from hell. You want to offer some resistance, but don't put them through the ringer. And you're going to do that for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then you're going to cut it. You don't want to make these calls long, because then if you make it long, then you're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to say, I don't have time for this. I'm too busy, because the other person, they asked me how my day was and all. Don't ask about how the other person's day was, about anything. Assume that they're okay because you called them and they picked up the phone, so they're not dead. They're alive, so that's a good thing. And then you just get right into it. This is a drill. And if you do this every day, I guarantee you that over the course of the next 30 days, you will become a master at the words that are coming out of your mouth. The last thing, but not least, is learning how to analyze deals. This is such an important part of the game, because your ability to analyze deals will help you make sure that not only you're getting the right discounts on the property. I see a lot of times people come to us because we sell deals for people. We have a JV program where we set up ads for people. They run the ads, and then they eventually just come to us to be able to help them sell their deals. And a lot of times they come to us and they say, oh, I got a deal. And I say, really? And we look at the deal and we're like, this ain't a deal. This is a big turd. And here are the reasons why. And so you have to understand what's a deal, what's not a deal. You have to understand underwriting and property analysis, so that way you can get the property at the right price. So then that way you understand, you know, hey, is this really a deal or not a deal? So that when you go out to the market and you bring it to a buyer, then they're going to want the deal. You know, there's a saying, you make your money when you buy, meaning that when you put a property under contract at the price that you select, then at that point, that's going to dictate a lot of everything else. And you have to do it properly. Like, for example, a lot of times I have to troubleshoot people because they say, oh, yeah, I think we can make 5 or 7K. I said, don't. You're not going to start trying to make 5 or 7K. You're going to start trying to make 20, 25, because you got to get it deep enough, because many times you go and you get the photos for these properties and you realize that, man, God, this is a hunk of crap. There's no way that this is worth what I think it's worth. And then now those numbers have to come down. And like we just recently did a deal. We had to go back to the property owner and get a $40,000 price reduction. We got the price reduction. There's a student put a property in the contract, gave it to us. We tried to find a buyer, but we knew it was a little bit high, but we found a buyer. They made an offer, and the offer was below our price. So we had to get a discount on the property. But many times we end up doing a lot of that, getting discounts on the property, because people that are brand new in the business don't make the right offers. But now that is also a game of practice and repetition. You have to do a lot of it. You have to watch other people do it. The best training is you analyzing a deal and then seeing what, you know, an experienced person, what's their analysis of the deal. And then at that point, then now you can troubleshoot and say, oh yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that. And so those are the three main things. Now, when I talk about, you know, hey, what could you do in order to make, you know, $45,000 a month in wholesaling? I didn't talk about buyers. And that is because that whole side of the equation becomes infinitely easier if you get the right price. You know, like if you master the lead generation and you get leads and you talk to people and you're able to communicate with them effectively and you put the properties under contract for the right price, then all of a sudden the buyer side becomes so much easier. So if you focus on these three things right here that I mentioned, this is the key. Now, if you want to learn more about lead generation and how we generate a ton of leads on Facebook nationwide to do deals, then check out one of these videos here, and then that way you can learn exactly what we do to generate tons of leads.